All right, hello everyone, and welcome in to the three-digit World Cup quarterfinals Mappool showcase. We're here with another full-size pool for the quarterfinals. It's going to be once again best of 11 with two bands next weekend after a pretty exciting first round of matches. 4 upset seeding matches out of 8 total in the round of 16. It's going to be hard to beat that in the quarterfinals in terms of I think how exciting it was to watch for everybody involved. My name is Dio. I'm going to be here with Mr. Host himself, Nick. What's poppin', man?
Hello there. Bit of a bit of an eventful day for me, but we're good.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started with the showcase here. I think not really too much to talk about in terms of deviation from the overall format last weekend. From what I saw of the pool, it all looks relatively similar in terms of the types of picks throughout. So, yeah,
basically sticking to the same format. Of course, we have noted the little discrepancies from last pool, like for example DD3. That was a bit of a disaster. I'm pretty sure all players will unanimously agree. Just keeping a better eye out for those types of maps. We're gonna start off with Nomad 1. Probably something everybody already knows.
And there we go for Nomad 1.
Nice little sky flame Brazilian map. I think there's a diff in bit of this. I can edit a diff for OWC Hard Rock 1 finals or Grand Finals. This is the origin.
Yeah, can't remember myself where it was used in OWC, but yeah, it's about as typical Nomad 1 as it gets.
Pretty much exactly what you'd expect from a Skyplane Nomad 1. Originated for Taiwanese tournament, OTST. A lot of customs from, not sure from the 5th, but definitely from the 6th one, the latest one. There's a lot of customs for the tournament being used everywhere.
Every once in a while you get another tournament like that just does like a ton of customs for seemingly no reason, just because they can. And all of the customs turn out really, really well for some of the tournaments. So nice to see.
Yeah, nice to see that mappers are like active with tournaments. And as I've seen chat, yes indeed, we're already reaching the 7 stars. Just taking note of the complaints during qualifiers that maps felt a bit too easy, like the mechanics felt a bit too easy. Probably looking around 7.8 for the Grand Finals Nomad 1. We'll see as we go. Not much else to talk about, honestly.
No, I mean it's Nomad 1. It's an aim map. It might be a little bit higher star rating, I think, than some people might have been expecting, but yeah, it's. I think one side effect is that the aim maps in OWC this year were still a little bit easy in comparison to the rest of the pool, and so aim maps in community tournaments have tried to overshoot difficulty a little bit, even in spite of the rework.
Yeah, hopefully they'll be a bit better during OWC. Of course, like OWC now a lot more up to date in terms of staff members, so they're definitely like taking note of everything that's happening in community tournaments. I'll wait for this map to finish. Any comments on the matchups you already see on the for next week? If you have the challenge up.
Yeah, give me just a second because we are fixing one thing here.
Yeah.
did I put them in the right spot? Hold on. Yeah. Why don't you walk us through a couple of matchups? I think that might be a little bit better as I sort of troubleshoot some tech stuff.
I'm definitely excited to see how the losers bracket will turn out, because we have United States versus United Kingdom. That's like the obvious matchup that honestly shouldn't be in losers bracket. But a few unfortunate circumstances. I think UK just not being in the best of shape compared to their qualifier performance, and United States missing Mix, who, from what I know, was one of the core players. Well, pretty much every map in the pool. So it will be exciting to see how that turns out, assuming both teams are in a good state this week. Countless West against Australia also. Australia was having a few scheduling issues last week, if I remember correctly. So seeing them against Countless West, basically honestly one of the best teams around this skill range. Definitely just losing unluckily to Sweden early stage. Pretty notorious. We'll see how everything turns out.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Nomad 1.
All right, let's go on to Nomad 2. This is of course the stream map in the pool. I think notable for this week is that the BPM actually going down compared to round of 16. This map is 180 BPM instead of the 191 BPM we had last weekend. One thing that I did notice while looking at this map, though, a lot of these streams are really, really long in comparison to some of the ones from last week, and the flow aim doesn't get any easier.
Yeah, this may be, I think, 180 BPM, but it's 1.4k max combo in 2 minutes. So, a lot of streams. A lot of streams. Be careful though, because there are two difficulties on this. One is basically just going a lot more ham on the spacing. I think that's the only change. So be careful that you actually practice the corrective. Just average number 2. BPMs will go up from here 100%. Looking at a minimum of 190 for every round, maybe just minimum 200 even. We'll see depending on the feedback on this map in conjunction with the previous two. Round of 16 was 191, I think, and qualifiers was 185. So we are still like looking at a bit of a lower range. But they'll definitely go up.
Yeah, relatively short pick. Again, only 2 minutes long, but a lot of combo in this. We're already almost done with this one. Also, really rough in terms of spacing on this map. If you couldn't tell, those last two streams there near the end, really high spacing.
Spacing does get a little bit more ham. A bit of I think those shorter length streams, so just a bit of a different flavor compared to just brain dead tapping stream practice.
All right, let's go on to the next one. Going to be Nomad 3, the alt map here. I think people know this map. I don't know. I didn't bother looking at this again because this is like very super standard Spartan alt mix between snap aim and flow aim. This is a map that has been around for a little while in tournaments that people know already. This map, I don't think any surprises that this finds its way into another map pool.
Yeah, this was Courses 2020 qualifiers, one of the only customs, because I think that the qualifier pool from that iteration was really last minute, and so it had like only 2 or 3 customs, and this is one of them. Yeah, basically just generic Spartan alt aim, snap alt. People didn't like the Spartan hidden one, so we're just putting him back in his place in Novel 3.
As it should be. All things are right with the world once again.
A bit on the lengthier side as well compared to, for example, Novel 2. But let me quickly double check. I'm pretty sure this is the only... Yeah, this is the only map that's like actually lengthy other than Nomad 1. Sitting at pretty much 3 minutes.
Yeah, at least in the Nomad pool. There's a lot of, there's obviously some longer maps in the other mod pools, but yeah, in Nomad this is the only long one.
Yeah, it's this at 3 minutes and one more map at 2.5 and the other two are 2 minutes long.
It does make it nice from a practice standpoint when you have a bunch of short maps like that. I know I prefer practicing short maps just because like you can get more practice attempts in on short maps in the same amount of time. It's kind of obvious, right? But like if you need to grind out 5 attempts on a map to get the full combo consistently, well then those 5 attempts only take you 10 minutes instead of taking you 25 minutes, so yeah.
In my opinion, length doesn't matter if you enjoy the song. I had the robot stop to practice for a tournament, for a tiebreaker, and that was my most practiced map because that song just goes.
Okay, fair enough, but like, I work till 8 p.m. during the week, so like, the fuck is, where's my practice time? Where's my practice time, man?
You're a caster.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I don't need to practice. Yeah, tiebreaker is definitely robot stop, guys.
Yeah, it's not like I mentioned it last showcase that I'm not going to use it. It's actually put a bit of a spanner in the works because I did have some trouble finding a good tiebreaker.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to Nomad 4 tech map for this weekend. Saega, I think, is how you pronounce that? I don't know.
Yeah, Saega. Some people might know this song from... Was it? I think it was last 3WC. We had a kind of a custom. It was a captain map that we asked them to edit a bit to fit in the free mod pool. This time, an actual tech approach on it. And ranked as well. This from a ranked set. A bit of a Taiwanese mapping set. Paying homage to the Taiwanese team that won last year and had 0 signups now.
Yeah, poor Taiwan.
You can see where the BPM balance went into, with the Novel 2 being a bit lower BPM. You have this be exactly 200.
Basically all sliders also, this map. There's really not much flowing involved in this. Like there's very few streams in this pick. If any at all.
Compared to the captain map that we edited, this is that one is a lot more basically what you'd expect in a free mod pool, a lot more dense on streams and circles, while having those tech elements as like a side element. But this is just sliders. I think something like 100 circles and 500 sliders. And yeah, nice little storyboard. Of course, as Azul, probably noticed him in some of Knowledge King's maps. It's his map set. He does hit sounds, he does storyboards. He goes off with most non-mapping stuff.
The storyboard was really fantastic until he just decided to randomly include the anime girl background here at the end. I was really on board.
It's not just an anime girl. It's the song is from Archaea, and this is from the jacket of the song in Archaea.
Nah, random anime girl. You can't convince me otherwise. That's just what it is. All right.
Fine.
All right. On to Nomad 5. I think this map's pretty interesting in general as a Nomad 5 pick. I do feel like this is a really control-focused Nomad 5. A lot of doubles in this map, a lot of aim control, a lot of consecutive bursts that make it a bit different from last week's Nomad 5.
Yeah, not as straightforward. We did see as well on Nomad 5 quite a lot of good performances. Maybe it's just that I had the counterless West versus Sweden match isn't in mind, which only had like one not that well score, which was just an unlucky incident, while the rest had like 900k or everyone. Yeah, a lot more finger control, a little bit of tech, I think. And just some sliders basically, not actual tech. Custom actually for New York tournament, which of course is why it's backed by Tequito, the New York American player. And BPM also still a little bit on the lower side. This of course does go more ham with finger control, so it is harder than your standard 230. Is it 230? 230 BPM map?
Yeah, about 230.
Yeah, but this is basically where the 230 ends. The normal 5 BPMs will increase from here. Probably go back to being simple, like just a mix between very simple into finger control like this. Just to mix it up a little bit. And yeah, like I see our fellow commentator, Chilier Fair, saying in chat, there will be side effects on this.
Yeah. Yeah, this will definitely be a slider break map. This is a really it reminds me of like the fake tech control focus maps that they had for Nomad 5 in Corsace in 2020. But much less dense than those. This is thankfully AR 9.6 instead of like AR 9.2 or something like that, right? So you at least have much less of a reading strain on a pick like this. Okay, Nomad 6 is gonna be a relatively low approach rate map again. Or 8.2 on this pick. This has a lot of linear things in it. A lot of linears, a lot of wide angles in this map.
Yeah, I can already see in chat. Some people might recognize this from my Winter Cup, where we had this in the free mod pool, that during the showcase, basically a lot of feedback against it, that it was too hard, so we completely dumped the map. But now, we're returning it, and this time in the Nomad pool, as a Nomad 6. We're experimenting more with lower AR gimmick stuff rather than what you normally, like in OWC for example, with those IIL maps, finger control, devious panda. I think a bit of a step up from Daisuke.
I think this map looks a lot easier than Daisuke because Daisuke is like really flashy in terms of the patterns that are hard. Right, it's very easy to see exactly what's hard in that map. There's a lot of like really weird back and forth reading patterns in this, a lot of stop and go reading patterns that are much harder than they look. So I think people will still find this pretty hard.
Yeah, this is one of those maps where you look at it and you're like, ah, this is fine. But then you go and play it and you get like 50k. And suddenly it hits you like, what did you just play? I forget where this was from. I've had it in my folders for so long, I've forgotten where. I think it was a tournament custom, but it's like, it doesn't feel like it. There's the slider break from Stu's. Still looking for that miss.
Yeah. Pretty tragic, actually. Pretty tragic miss. Watched the replay earlier. Yeah, very sad.
It happens.
All right, there you go. There's your No Mod 6. And with that, we'll move into the mods now. We get into the hidden category. No Spartan map this time. It is a Kaching map instead by Tuyu.
Yeah, you like Yorushka? You like Sutomeyo? You like Tuyu?
Where did my client go? Okay, there we go. Just like, okay.
And there are a few Tuyu maps that are like high BPM, mostly considered farm, like aim farm. This one goes a bit more into gimmick. Has some viral BPMs, like this part is 180. There's some like in between sections are 140, and then the main juice of the map, 200 BPM. Some awkward sliders as you might expect from Iljas, also known as Kaching from Genshin Impact.
Yeah, this map, I think pretty overall standard sort of awkward aim stuff. Until you get into stuff like this, where you have lots of streams and flow aim in those sections. You have, of course, the weird sliders in some of the parts of the map too. And then near the end, you have another one of those really, really awkward stream sections with some pretty tough flow aim.
Yeah, as a co says in chat, there's Kaching with no brackets and Kaching with brackets. The one with brackets, I'm pretty sure he reverted. That's Scub Domino.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see him in any hidden ones.
No, no.
That's not a hidden one. But Iljas, he's kind of known for having this more awkwardish aim style. A bit of an adaptation of like the Russian style, like modernized. Need to catch up on Tuyu lore. I have no idea where this fits in with all the... If you know the theme of the other Tuyu songs.
Yeah, I have no clue where this fits in. I will not, however, catch up on the Tuyu lore because I do not care as much about the random band lore behind the songs.
Me vibing to someone talking about suicide.
Yeah. It's like half of the J-Rock songs you find for maps like this. Yeah, that ending's pretty rough. Those streams, that's what I was talking about earlier. The really wacky
yeah, they get a little bit
section.
spaced.
Yeah. All right, speaking of space streams, Hidden 2. Mechanical Jaeger by Hino Isuka. Mapped by Livia, this map. High-ish alt BPM space streams. All over the place.
Yeah, this this was quite popular in 2019, early 2020, around there. There was like some time period in tournaments where everyone used Livia maps, but actually in No Mod 4 mostly, or like before you had No Mod 3 is the old No Mod 4 stack, and they don't like overlap in skill sets. And you were just putting maps in the pool based on what you don't have.
Yeah.
This was one of those like popular things, like, hey, we need alt, we need a little bit of tech as well. Yeah, let's use this.
Yeah, usually you see this type of map in Hidden 2 now, and yeah, here we go.
And quite a banger. One of Livia's better maps. Livia's one of those mappers that just maps for Graveyard, basically. Like RLS, but instead of hardcore aim, you have a tech and strings. And this is one of the like really good ones. So, is this loft? It might be.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, honestly, probably not. But yeah, I would not be surprised if it enters not voting sometime soon if it resurges in popularity. Where's that unlucky 50? This is such a sick score, honestly.
Yeah, this is a ridiculous replay. What is this? Is this still SS? Okay. Where does he drop 100?
It doesn't. He drops at 50 somewhere. That's his only drop.
Oh, single flag. Wow. That's sad.
That is really sad.
All right. Goodbye Sengen is the hidden 3 for this one. This map is originally a custom AR8 for North America Tournament 2021. Might be some people who remember this.
I did not know this was a custom, because Captain never puts custom tanks unless it's Corsair's.
Yeah, this was made for... Captain was one of the map poolers for North American Tournament 2021. Made this map for qualifiers, if I remember right. Pretty similar star rating pool, also around like 7 stars-ish. No Mod 1. I had that one Skyflame Love Live No Mod 1 map. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, awkward aim, AR8 hidden, kind of some overlaps here and there, but mostly just the awkward aim, honestly speaking.
And yeah, this obligatory VTuber map, but one of those songs that even VTuber fans are tired of, because literally every VTuber has covered this. And Will Stetson, of course. But that also means you have a... If you can change every 3 if you want to listen to your preferred vocalist on this.
Yeah, true.
Also opting for the original Vocaloid. I think Ryusei Aika has a map of that, so you can grab the MP3 from that. And not what's going on, just consistently difficult. Some could argue not that difficult throughout, but it plays. It's like normal 6. You see it, you think it's fine, then you go to play it, and it's a lot harder than you expect.
Yeah, this map's pretty hard. As somebody who had to play and practice this, it's like if you can read AR8 and you're fine with hidden jumps, then it's not going to be too bad. But like, either one of those skills isn't super good for you, then you're just going to have a bad time. Okay, AR8 map is over. We are on to Hard Rock 1 now. Another aim consistency pick, relatively long map made by Vita.
Yeah, the first and only custom from this tournament, for this pool, I mean. There'll be more customs coming up, but for now this is the only one. Little bit awkward, that's just Vita style, but mostly consistent triples, aim, consistency, you know, the usual Hard Rock 1. this song is quite popular on old map, like really old. You know, like the diff names are just the mapper's name when it's against difficulty. No, this guy's insane. Like no possessive difficulty names.
Yeah. Yeah, no, not a ton to talk about in this pick either. Like you said, kind of awkward linear style jumps all over the place here. But aside from that, pretty normal consistency type patterning.
Yeah, slider shapes are a little bit more awkward than you might expect. But that's just visual mostly. You just aim them like a normal slider. There's a little middle section that goes a bit more ham after this key eye. I think that's also one of the places that the older map really lacks. At least the Sky's the difficult, they have that like really fresh in mind because I just played that in a tournament. Yeah, like just a lot of misrepresentation of the song because of the era it was mapped in. This is just a lot more modern. And here's a little middle section. Some longer sliders. Into a little bit more streamy section.
There's definitely a couple of streamier sections near the end of this map. There's also a slider somewhere that looks like an ear off to the right of the screen that I remember. I don't know if we passed it already, but...
to the right, I don't remember.
There's definitely a slider that looks like an ear in this map. I have a vivid image of it. But yeah, there's the streamy section for this one. I don't think as bad as the streams in Hidden One, frankly. It's 200 BPM also, so same BPM on this one.
Thank to think of that ear. I spent like 2 hours looking at this map because I helped with the hit sounds, but I do not remember an ear slider anywhere.
Well, it was probably because it was upside down for you. So.
True.
But with Hard Rock on, it totally looks like an ear. It's off to the right of the screen. Right of the screen. I can't remember where in the map exactly, but yeah. Even the mapper is like, "Where's my ear slider?"
I think you're just seeing things.
No, I swear, I'm not losing it. I swear. All right, Hard Rock 2, another alt map in Hard Rock for this weekend. Goddish by Pinocchio P. This is the good version of the song, I think.
And Vocaloid. Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, this version is way better than the like cover by a real singer. It's also there's a set of another cover of this song somewhere, but that version is way worse.
There's a lot of covers of this. It's like Goodbye Sengen, but not as oversaturated. And a better song, honestly. You're a little like alt, finger control, aim control, hard rock pick. Watch out for that slow slider.
I think the easiest places to miss in this map are either on the sliders or on any of the high spacing stuff. I mean, there's so much aim control required for some of these patterns. It's really, really tricky.
A bit of a weird linear section here. It flows like in one way, but yeah, not that hard to follow. And that little stream in the transition, I'm pretty sure that will catch a few people.
Yeah, that's... If you didn't practice this map, that's definitely the part to tell your teammates about.
I think I prefer the top diff where on the parts where she says God is dead, there's a Dorkada slider.
Oh my god.
I think that's a better representation of the song. And yeah, if you know the top diff of this, you probably already noticed that it just doesn't go as ham on the ending. I've grinded the top diff a lot. I've never passed it though, even though I've FC'd pretty much everything except the ending.
Not a very...
This one is a bit more... Yeah, this one a bit calmer in that regard.
Not a very tournament-friendly map, the top diff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, good thing this map doesn't do that. Good thing this one is a lot calmer. Actually, one of the easier sections, I think it's the ending in this pick. All right, Hard Rock 3, the precision pick coming up now. It's this is, I think, a pick that a lot of people are going to be relatively good at from precision players. This is all pattern aim. Every single thing in this map is just all polygonal pattern aim of some kind, or a burst. Those are the two types of patterns in this map. Makes it very, very predictable as to the kind of aim you are going to find, and I think something that a lot of precision players, namely, are very good at.
Yeah, custom from 4-digit World Cup, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah, so one of the more newer maps, and because the person who recommended this to me, Chiv, who also did the replay, he loves this song. I think that's the only reason he recommended it, even though I don't really see him recommending current customs. But yeah, banger song, pretty short map to accommodate for Hard Rock 1 and Hard Rock 2 being a bit on the lengthier side. Especially Hard Rock 2 compared to round of 16's pick, which was like 2 minutes. So yeah, this was a free mod, if I remember correctly. So now just forcing out Hard Rock. There's some stacks here. And then like a triple and then a circle. Yeah, I did just see one, and I remember seeing those in the editor, but I don't see anymore.
Yeah,
there's watch out for those. Make sure to practice.
Yeah, there's not too many stacks in this map, but where they are there, they can pretty easily trip players up. Even some like stacked jumps in the middle of other high-speed jump patterns. That was a low UR. Nice replay, Shiv. All right, we're on to the double time pool now. Another pretty classic map for DT1. This map has seen its fair share of play in tournaments before, as double time won in pretty much every case.
Yeah, some people might recognize this. I'm just gonna say what Traditional told me during playtesting. I am the reason this map is becoming overused.
Hey, I've used it a few times too. All right, let's not cast blame anywhere.
I've used it 2 tournaments in a row now.
Oh god. Anyway, yeah,
it's a good map. And to be honest, I was not the one who suggested this.
Yeah, I mean, this is a map I think a lot of people are very familiar with, either this diff or the diff right above it as double time 1 in some higher star rating pools. AR 10.3, 246 BPM, 2 minutes of aim consistency with some bursts here and there.
need to look where the song is from, because it doesn't have a source link, so it's not from like some anime or something, and definitely doesn't sound like an anime song with those MLG horns. And of course it is a banger, so I really should look into things more.
Continue to further evolve more. My love is beside it. You love. Continue to further evolve more. Yes.
I think this map also has like something that a lot of the DT pool and No Mod 5 don't really do is like consistently long bursts, and this map has a lot of those, which is very nice because you'll see with DT2, but a lot of the emphasis on the speed maps this week is on finger control rather than longer bursts and streams. So I think this map helps with that a little bit, as opposed to some other DT1 picks that would be a lot more just focused on raw aim. I think this map helps with getting some of that burst emphasis into the speed pool otherwise, as this double time to Lapis by Shiki, mapped by Jazag, is another relatively control-focused speed map in this DT pool.
Yeah, staying again a bit away from that brain-dead streams, like I mentioned with No Mod 5. I think that's the job for No Mod 2. Just a 1.4k combo in 2 minutes. Yeah, let's test actual like speed. How fast can you move your fingers, and can you actually control them as well, instead of just double tapping for the win? Also pretty cool. A bit on the lower BPM. I think last week was 228 or 225. I don't remember the exact BPM. This is
last week, but yeah, close enough, whatever.
Yeah, this goes down to 219. It's a bit lower, but it's to make up for the finger control aspect. And a lot more doubles in this, more than in No Mod 5 even. We did mention about DT1. That's the first 10.3 right now. So we're starting to look into scaling more into the later stages already. With the DT1 being in 10.3, I think it will stick to that throughout the rest of the tournament. Here with normal DT2, we did go a little bit more down, more focus on finger control, but it will go up substantially throughout the tournament now. Here, a bit more streams on this end, second half. First, I haven't seen this map anywhere really. I must have mentioned in chat that this was in the French 3WC trials, but I haven't seen this anywhere else, even though it's a really good map.
Yeah, I think one thing with it is there's been a lot of emphasis recently in most tournament pools on putting Double Time 2 as just longer streams and maybe a bit of finger control here and there. Whereas this, you know, it fits the BPM range for that, but it's not certainly doesn't do that quite the foil to your usual DT2 pick, where this is largely finger control with some longer bursts and streams here and there, as opposed to the opposite. So I think that probably plays a large part in why, especially recently, you haven't seen it in a lot of places, but definitely does the job for this week.
Yeah, just a nice little chill map. And DT3. So back into that old style. So we had that Reiji map last week. Pretty one-sided, just a single stream other side and that's it. This has a few more than one.
Yeah, a few more than one. I took a look at this also. It does these 270-ish BPM, 280 BPM streams, kind of all throughout the map.
Yeah, sticking to that high BPM, sticking to that old style, not yet ranging into, because some people associate old style purely with like grid style, so you could place it with raging Maigo maps and or like Nissan maps if you think of like newer maps of this style. But I wanna experiment sticking to the true old style maps, the ones that are actually old.
Yeah, a lot of quote unquote new gen old style mappers, like for example Raging Mago and Nissan. Forget about maps like this where almost all of the jumps are just floim. Very reminiscent of mappers like Satin, right? Where, you know, Satin sure had a lot of pattern aim, but the jumps outside those pattern aim sections that are so indicative of their style are basically all just super short floim jumps, right? And it was really, really common back then to have jumps like that, where when you put DT on, now this just is an alt map, essentially, with a ton of 280 BPM bursts.
Yeah. And by back then we mean this map ranked in 2011. Just barely 6-digit map ID at 123,000. That's what we mean with old, actual old maps.
Yeah, pre-2013 really
players.
is pre-2013 really is I think what most people define when they talk about old, because after that point you really start to see the rise of modern mapping style as becoming more and more common. Whereas before that you get a lot more maps like this, you get a lot more grid style maps, you get a lot more mistimed rank maps also. So yeah, I think around before 2013 or so is the cutoff point for most people. But yeah, lots more bursts this week in DT3. Way
more consistent bursts throughout the map instead of just one at the start.
Yeah. All right, DT4. Another interesting pick for this week. Neil Perry's difficulty of Indoor K-Not a Trackmaker. Yeah, this is a map.
It's a map. I remember the higher difficulties were quite popular in like 2018, 2019, around the time this got ranked, for like hidden picks, at least in tournaments I played, and I was like high 5-digit at the time. This is one of the lower diffs. On DT4, again quite high BPM with not that many bursts. More focused on the technical difficulty rather than mechanical. Still a few bursts throughout, because of course it's DT. This shouldn't just be another no-mod map basically, just in disguise. Give it a few bursts, give it in later stages a little bit higher AR than 10. Now just sticking to that finger control and the aim control. I think a bit more tame actually than previous down, like a Spy.
Yeah, Spy was a little bit hard, I think, for most teams last round.
Hard and quite interesting as a map.
Yeah, we saw a really, really low average score on Spy, so I think even this map being maybe a step down from Spy, or at least the same difficulty, is completely warranted for this week in the favor of, you know, overall pool balance, rather than, you know, just keeping it harder than Spy for the sake of making it harder.
Of course it's still hard, as you can see from this section. And it's also quite, like, a lot more straining than you would expect from this BPM. Because you're just constantly tapping doubles in the sliders, having to hold them. And exciting spin at the end.
Alright, and that does it for the DT pool. On to the last pool before tiebreaker in free mod. Starting off with free mod 1. Another really interesting free mod 1 pick here. Vert's extreme difficulty of Oriental Blossom. Replay with Hard Rock here. The stats for no mod, I believe, are CS 2.7,
yes,
AR 9.6, and OD 8.7 on this map. This is like part slider aim, part consistency really in this map. A lot of space streams, a lot of really wonky aim control stuff, but also a lot of just aim and stream consistency in this pick.
Yeah, if you're a mapper, you've probably heard of a Newspaper Cup. This is one of the, like this set, it's a bit known set. It's all the like Newspaper Cup entries from one of the earlier ones, back before it was actually an international tournament, because it used to be only Chinese. And this is from like that era. So of course a lot of interesting entries on this map set, and of course this one taking the cake a little bit, I think, for being interesting. CS2. I think there's a CS7 one as well.
There is a CS7 difficulty on this set.
It's actually the one that I above it in the start. CS7 AR9.
Yeah, it'd be Kong's Extra, I think, is the diff name.
Yeah. With capital G. A little bit of a just consistency, like it's a little bit wacky for consistency.
Yeah, a lot of space streams, a lot of aim control triples, and like polygonal triples with spacing, for example, but not nearly as tech focused, I think, as a lot of other modern tech maps, this being relatively old in comparison to stuff like Nomad 4, for example, but definitely does the job of being your quote-unquote gimmicky free mod pick this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Free mod 2. A classic song, but you probably don't know this map set. This is one of Natsu's revival sets. He recently came back, and this is, I think, one of his first sets going for rank. Not entirely sure. So of course Natsu being Natsu. Here is an extra little CRN difficulty. Good question, Akoro. Why is the background tofu? This is from Beatmania.
You never know. Never know what mappers will just decide to put on there. But yeah, 200 BPM stream consistency in this map. AR9 CS4. CRN difficulties are all maps with pretty much the same style of half awkward, half comfortable aim. If you have played a lot of CRN maps, you know, kind of know exactly what I'm talking about there. Some of it's a little bit awkward, some of it's a little bit comfortable. It kind of toes the line for a lot of players between what they would consider awkward and comfortable. You have a lot of bursts in this map. Nothing like the stream-heavy version that I think a lot of people would be familiar with usually for this type of map.
Yeah, I don't remember who mapped it, but it's low. It might actually be CRN.
I think it was CRN before.
Yeah, it is a lot more consistent throughout, and not as wacky as Free Mod 1. Also, this is just chill CS4 AR9, so probably a little bit harder for the hidden players. Of course, you can go double hard dog. This section is a little bit brutal. Looks easier than it actually is. So always the case with slider jumps. So with Free Mod 1 and Free Mod 2 being fairly standard, let's go into something completely different for Free Mod 3.
Oh boy, custom skin. Oh lord. Alright. I did not know there was a custom skin. Let's see how this goes. Let's see what it looks like. This map is indeed the AR8 CS5 map.
It is a new map, modern ranked, but I don't think a lot of people will think of this as a newer map. Yeah, welcome back to 2008. Hitting Crash, a bit of a I'm not actually sure what Hitting does other than Nichijou openings. So I'm just gonna call this like a meme variant of Mega Man songs.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what to call this song other than just Mega Man memes. Yeah, this map though, really tough patterny flow aim in this pick. Back and forth flow aim sections, and otherwise very, very difficult to read on hidden.
Yeah, pretty spaced actually on both modes, but consistent and not as hard as it might seem.
It also definitely does look like a Kirby mix map at first glance. Oh my god, I just noticed the slider ball is a mini Mega Man. That is so good. That is so good.
Yeah, welcome to I don't know, bringing us back to 2008 in, I think this was ranked like last month or something.
Beautiful.
Yeah, ranked in January 2022.
All right, and that is going to bring us on to the tiebreaker. I think another map that a lot of people will probably know a million times by My First Story is the tiebreaker this weekend. Definitely a map that focuses a lot on overall consistency in this sort of mapping style. Not something that has your sort of breakdown tech and alt sections, but really does focus in on consistency with mechanics of all types.
This was a tiebreaker from 2020, I believe, OWC. So a fairly known map. We were gonna go a bit ham on the like actual hype factor, but we're gonna chill a bit for this round still. So for now, just something like this. This will do the work. And it's not Robot Stop.
It is not Robot Stop, which is unfortunate.
Challenge completed. Do not use Robot Stop. That's actually true. We should have used a hype tiebreaker with teams getting eliminated now. I will definitely start keeping note of that for the rest of the pools. No more holding back.
Yeah, I think this pool. Overall fixed a lot of the complaints from last weekend. Primarily, of course, the double time 3 complaint that a lot of people had.
That was just a huge blunder.
Yeah, it was just a blunder pick. Nick did not blunder this week, which is you love to see.
Thankfully, I did see in some matches that the matches that I did catch, it was decided by the team that could actually play speed better,
which is good.
It did fulfill its purpose, but yeah, not as good as a map like the current DT3.
Yeah, I think some people will be a little peeved that both Nomad 5 and DT2 do similar things with the finger control aspect, but I think that's why DT3 and Nomad 1 also exist, so that you have maps with lots of high BPM bursts in them. You don't necessarily need a stream map.
And Nomad 2 if you want to go full brain-dead streams mode. So we have everything. Don't worry.
While we have a little bit of time here at the end of the tiebreaker, what is the scaling intended to look like right now into the later stages?
So right now we're looking to, from quarters to semis, we're looking to halt a bit. Instead of doing a 0.3 jump, we're doing a 0.2, so from 7 star flat to 7.2. But then I'm currently looking to start increasing again. So 7.5 and grand final 7.8. Of course, that will depend on feedback and, well, of course, the teams that are left. Because I am looking out for that. So we'll see where we end up in that regard. For now, it's just projected. It's planned to be basically as standard as possible. It will end up around OWC level, I think. I think that was pretty much OWC level 7.8 grand finals.
And I do see a couple of people talking about that stream. Yeah, this got nerfed. This is the nerfed diff.
Yeah. And also the one that was used in OWC. There is a normal diff basically with, of course, like more
that
spacing.
stream is really stupid, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. So of course we're not gonna use that.
Well, yeah, I think that just about does it for quarterfinals Mappool Showcase and round of 16 weekend. A lot of interesting matchups next weekend, especially in losers bracket. It's gonna be very funny, I think, to watch next weekend. I hope that a lot of the teams have a really solid time next weekend.
Yeah, I really hope, because I did see at least one complaint about something being not sight readable. You should not be sight reading. That's not a complaint. Please practice. Quite an unfortunate miss there.
Yeah, a little unfortunate miss at the end. But I believe that just about does it for us. So yeah, that should take us into the next weekend. Should take us into quarterfinals. Good luck to everybody next weekend. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
See ya.